Right. I'm not gonna lie, I do not know if this is properly in focus, but oh well. I'm gonna go. So I wanna be completely like transparent. I wanna that's why I wanna keep this channel, like these videos, really like super honest, super authentic. I feel like yesterday actually I caught myself yesterday night and even a couple times to be fair, like where I would just think about what my next video was gonna be. And just the act of doing that, like just thinking like, you know what, should I make this video? Should I make that video? It didn't seem it didn't seem completely authentic or completely genuine because there's like a lot of thought going into it. There's a lot of like planning or there's subconsciously there is some sort of scripting going on because I would think of a topic, I would think of this is what I want to do, and then I might think of a few things like I would want to say rather than me kind of verbally spilling out my true kind of thoughts right into this video. And that kind of defeats the purpose of why I made this channel and why I wanted to kind of keep or how I want to keep my videos going. So that's why instead of even making any editing cuts, I just turn on the camera right now and I'm talking to you. If I do make kind of any edits or like small, chops and whatever, it's mainly because like for some reason sometimes my editing software just messes up and I have to make these cuts so then I can render it. But yeah, that's another completely separate topic. But yeah, I caught myself yesterday just, thinking like what kind of videos I want to do, writing things down. Like it's okay to do that, of course. But the way I want to treat this channel is just I want to keep it 100% raw and real, like 100% through and through. Mainly because I feel like that's now a niche because the way the modern world is going, or especially in terms of watching videos and creation content creation, most of the time it's like completely edited and you have to like make sure everyone's engaged, the viewer is engaged. You've got the first 10 second is a massive hook, and it really has to capture the viewer. The first 10 seconds of this video, I'm telling you now, probably 90% of people in general would not find this kind of content engaging, so they'd click off, and that's completely fine. I don't really mind that. But then there is like a sub sector of people that really enjoy just sit down conversations, completely authentic, completely real and raw. And it's actually, I really like watching that kind of videos now because I can just enjoy myself, just chilling. I might make a tea, I might watch someone else speak from their point of view, from their perspective, and it's nice listening to someone. So that's what I want to do. Like I want to keep this extremely raw, authentic, and when you kind of start to plan videos, when you kind of start to think this is what I should be doing, or these are the topics I want to target, or whatever, then it kind of becomes somewhat you have to keep up, and that's what happened to me. Like I felt like I needed to make sure the next video was going to be good, like the topic had to be really, really good, whatever. But that's not really where I wanted it to go. And actually, by me doing that, I felt like I had to live up to making these videos, and it became a bit of a chore. Whereas now, I just realized like if I was to really just speak my mind, the current thoughts I've been having, it could be relatable to someone, and it kind of makes my ideas limitless because everything is just from my perspective, from my opinion, so I can always talk about something. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to talk about. And actually, yesterday, this is what I wanted to say. I had this kind of like, I mean, I've had this many times before, but it was just very clear, like, the idea of being conscious 100% throughout the day. And of course, you're conscious because you're not going to be asleep, or, I mean, you're not going to be sleeping like 24 hours, or you're not going to be, you're not going to be not conscious if you're not asleep, if that makes sense. But mainly when I mean like conscious, I mean like consciously aware. And because sometimes I'd get so wrapped up in whatever I'm doing, I can really like start thinking the thoughts that come through in my mind, the emotions that I start feeling, or just the circumstances or the situation that I'm experiencing in that moment. becomes a part of me. And when it becomes a part of me, I feel like I'm attached to that. And when it's attachment there, that's when things can go bad, because because I feel like that is me, I'm kind of in a delusional state where if something doesn't go right, or if it doesn't go to plan, and then I kind of like take it out on myself in a way. And what I mean by that is, actually, I was reading yesterday night. I was reading, trying to find the answer to this topic. I was trying to listen to other people's opinions, and it really did hit me that basically we to make this very simple. If you've ever played a game, you know you've got cutscenes, right? You've got these things where like you're playing a story-based game, you interact with something, and then all of a sudden there's like a little scene. It's called a cutscene. And basically what we are doing, or everything, is basically one giant cutscene. Like it's a cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. Those are AKA experiences. At the moment, my current cutscene is me recording this video. Me talking into the camera, which you're behind. That is my cutscene. At the moment. In this day, whichever day you're in, whichever year you're in, whichever month, whichever time, in that present moment, that's you being present at the moment. I guess that's my question. It's not necessarily how to be conscious. What I mean is how to be present 100% of the time. And that is my cutscene. So at the moment, this is what's going on. This is me being completely present from a physical standpoint. Now, there's also another point of view. But before I touch on that, your cutscene from a physical standpoint is you watching this video, you watching me, and you're listening to me speak in this moment in time. Just look around you. Where are you at the moment? What can you see apart from listening to my voice, apart from watching this video? What else can you see? That is where you're at. That is your current cutscene. Now, that's a physical, but then if you flip it, there's another element to the cutscene and being present, and that's the mental. And this is very important, actually, because this is where people, including myself, we can get lost very quickly. And the mental is just, you have thoughts. You've got so many thoughts going on. You've got an inner voice. You have thoughts going through, and the problem is that we can get so wound up on these thoughts and this inner voice, whatever, that you start thinking that is who you are, right? And this is what I've been reading, and it's really nice, because when you start thinking about, if you start attaching these random thoughts, whatever, it could be negative, it could be positive, but whatever it is, if you start attaching them onto you as a person, that could have some serious consequences. So the idea of being present then is to be completely calm and be in a state where you're just aware. You just acknowledge things. So right now I'm acknowledging I'm in a car talking to a camera. That's my physical. My mental is me spewing these thoughts. So for me it's quite simple right now to clarify my mental state, because whatever I'm thinking, my thoughts, I'm just saying it to the camera right now. But I don't have a camera 24/7 on me. So sometimes I just sit there, or I'm walking, and I just realize, oh, okay, I'm in this. This is my cutscene. Like yesterday, I was going back on the train. I was underground in a train station, and I was like looking around me. Okay, this is my current cutscene. How do I feel at the moment? I just asked myself that question. How do I feel at the moment? And don't be afraid to say how you really feel, or just kind of like identify how you feel, because how you feel, it can be fine. Like you could be feeling hungry, you can be feeling excited, you could be feeling down, but the aim is to identify it, but do not be that feeling. So you basically create a separate entity. You're basically separating yourself from those thoughts, those feelings, and from obviously the physical as well, but I'm talking internally right now. So that's what it is right now. If I was to say how I'm feeling a little bit hungry now that I've just said I'm hungry. Probably that's the reason. I'm about to get to the gym. I feel somewhat pumped. when I'm in there, I think I'd feel a bit more pumped. But at the moment, I feel somewhat pumped. I'm good to take on the challenge, I'm actually doing some running, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the moment. But at the same time, I'm not attaching myself to that, right? So like, I'm not thinking, man, like if I attach myself to those feelings, then, well, attachment to anything only really leads to, um, it just leads to negativity basically, because everything in a sense is impermanent, right? This is now going into another topic, but to give you an overview, everything, just look around you, everything is impermanent. But me being attached to that thing without realizing that I'm attached, and having the universal law of impermanence, well then if it's gonna go away, if it's impermanent and I'm attached, then there we go, you do the math. So just understand, like, you know what, like, enjoy every cutscene. Honestly, enjoy it, because I know I'm gonna have to do a presentation, right? I'm gonna have to do a presentation. I'm not really the biggest public speaker, to be honest, or in general, I'm not really a big speaker in myself. But I said, yeah, I'm doing it because I know that it's going to be uncomfortable, and that cutscene is in about 4 or 5 days' time. And yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm literally only presenting for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but I'm still nervous. I'm gonna be honest, I am nervous. But it, even though I feel nervous, I'm not attaching myself to being nervous. Like, I'm not as a person nervous. I'm saying that right now. I'm feeling it, but I'm not it, right? And that's how you gotta be. Like, that's just one thing. Like, I remember, like, if I was to go into a game, like a sporting game, I'd feel hella nervous. Like, when I was at uni, I used to play lacrosse for a bit, and I was so nervous. Like, I'm not the biggest guy. I used to play an attack, so for me, my skill set was just pace. I'd just run, get in behind, and try and score. So I guess the nerves came from trying to avoid the defenders, because they were big guys, right? And they would come in strong and they would attack. So I think, like, you know what? I'm faster than them. I can beat them in terms of agility. That's what I'm gonna do. But if I start dwelling on oh man, they're stronger than me, they're bigger than me. I just thought of Jaden Smith for a second. Lol. That song, if you know, you know. Um, then I'm only gonna kind of subconsciously, I'm just gonna act out that feeling and that emotion, because I'm kind of scared, if that makes sense. So it's just living every cutscene with like your fullest attention, right? You're just aware of yourself. That's the goal. I'm not gonna say I'm 100% there yet, because I'm not. I'm literally trying to learn this as I go. But wherever I am, whether it's going for a meal with some friends, whether I'm at work, whether I'm, I don't know, on holiday or whatever, I just enjoy that cutscene, being present at the moment. I'm gonna be in the gym. I'm gonna enjoy being in the gym. I'm gonna enjoy running on that treadmill. It's cold as hell, but I'm gonna enjoy doing that. And yeah, that is my cutscene at that point, and I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be in a good position, good state, and just do it. But yeah, that's what I really wanted to say. Like, I feel like if I make videos where I am not necessarily having to put too much thought, and I'm literally, this is something that really hit me last night. So I really wanted to make a video on it now, because I didn't have the time to before. But it's good to just explain. But yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed.